Hi guys, welcome to another market news and updates. I'm your host Omi. Welcome to Omimiz YouTube channel. Life is not fair. It's gonna be like this. That's how Bill Gates said it. So without any waste, let's jump into today's video and figure out, are we gonna be dumping more or we're gonna be pumping? What's happening with the war? फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट, हम लोग यहाँ पे क्लियरली देख सकते हैं कि मार्केट अभी जो है वो काफी अच्छी तरीके से रिएक्ट कर रही है. वी हैड अ वेरी नाइस बाउंस फ्रॉम हियर. तो मार्केट में एक रिएक्शन भी आ गया है, एक बाउंस भी आ गया है, थोड़ी सी रिजेक्शन भी आ रही है. काफी आवर्स हमने रैली की. अर्ली मॉर्निंग हमने अटैक देखा. द अटैक स्ट्रेट केम from Russia into Ukraine. It definitely affected the markets. Everything went south for a while. And slowly and gradually as the day progressed, अब market थोड़ा थोड़ा stabilize होने लगी. The news was huge because we've been discussing that all this week, how big Russia and Ukraine was gonna be affecting the markets. It certainly did. If you got caught into that trap, it's okay. People are gonna make mistakes, and that's how you're gonna learn. Nothing always is gonna be 100%. That's why I always say it's very difficult to predict these markets, and I don't really like to predict them either. तो हम लोग चलते हैं अपने क्रिप्टो बबल्स में. And the bubbles look very bad right now. सब कुछ ही लाल हुआ हुआ है. It's gonna be like a massive red day today because war is going on, and war plus our markets are also bleeding. If we jump into greed and fear index, we just discussed yesterday, we were at 25 and how significant these levels become as time passes. And we can clearly see कि ये बहुत ज़्यादा significant हो गया. I was expecting कि हम इतना dump हुए. We are still standing at 23. I was expecting maybe we're gonna hit 19, 15. That would have been very good. Why it would have been very good? Because every day lately I've been showing you guys, okay, if we look here and compare this with our last bottoms, we can clearly see we just need a few more wicks to go to maybe a 10 level, 19 levels, 15 levels. So we are already beginning to come into 20 levels, but ideally we would want to hit a 19 or a 15, something in very fearful manner, so we know this is gonna be a complete bottom coming into play right now. That's the reason we've been waiting to take entries into different coins and have just been patient. If we jump into order book right now on BTC USDT, we can clearly see massive aggression coming from both sides. Bulls bhi lage hue hain, bears bhi lage hue hain, nice competition going on. Bulls kind of look slightly weaker right now, but not massive difference. थोड़ा बहुत चलता है market में. Obviously they've been getting into the trades, they're putting in their money to lock orders here. If you see here quickly how many orders are just passing by just in a blink of an eye. So there's a lot of trade going on right now in spot and future also. A lot of people are completely bearish, a lot of people are still bullish. If we jump into the funding rates, we can clearly see funding rates are negative in some places are still positive. There's a lot of confusion in the market, and when there is confusion, you just have to be patient and be very watchful, because confusion likeliness brings downsides, and confidence with its likeliness brings upside. So we just have to be patient for investor to gain back his confidence. So we can find out what Walter has to tell us today. Walter has been very handy in telling us what is going to be coming next. So we can see what Walter is going to be informing about. Ukraine Energy Minister, Russian troops have taken over power stations. Finnish diplomats leave Ukraine. Putin says Russia remains part of global economy. Putin says our partners should understand that and should not push us out of this system. Putin says we were forced to take these measures. Putin says all our PBS attempts to change situations were fruitless. Putin says we had no other chance but to act differently. Ukraine's ambassador to US says Kyiv is fully in control. Russian helicopters have been shot just outside of Kyiv. Russian 5-year CDC hit all-time high of 937 BPS, more than doubling from Wednesday's 428 BPS. Head of the Russian Union of Industrialists and Entrepreneurs Supply Chains Logistics could be disrupted. Nasdaq erases early losses to turn positive, last up 0.1. Let's find whether it has done that. So we can clearly see Nasdaq is now beginning to pump hard. Already in the last 1 to 3 hours candles, we are beginning to see an upside, but it's not as solid or confident enough for us to be becoming very bullish here. We are still in a very downtrend. We have broken trend and now we're trying to consolidate. I'm not really sure whether it's going to happen. I'm not any political analyst, but we can still assume the situation is still very bad, and we just have to be very careful in a market like this. We don't want to have our money getting stuck or taking trades that are going to cost us a lot of loss. Even if we look into DXY, we can clearly see that the dollar price index is going very high right now, which is another sign that inflation will be creeping in to American economy very soon. If we jump into investing, we can see investing में that oil blows past $100, world stocks slumps as Russia launches Ukraine invasion. Oil prices just shoot up today. Very, very crazy situation going on in oil prices. So if we jump into the US oil prices, we can clearly see a massive upside happening right now from the whole day. A massive bullish engulfing candle right now still in play. We have about 4 hours to go there. If we jump into UK's oil, we can see that is also trading at a very, very high volume. Even our gold prices right now look very, very high. Everything is now having a short pullback, but that's part of the game. Even our natural gas prices are right now looking very, very bullish. Other news we have in investing is Ukraine presence is Russian occupation forces are trying to capture Chernobyl plant. If you know, there's a lot of movies about that too. There's gonna be a speech coming very, very soon from Joe Biden. उस speech से हमें और ज़्यादा direction मिलने लगी कि market में up next क्या होने वाला है. UK PM pushes Russia to be ejected from SWIFT system. If that really happens, that they get ejected from the SWIFT system, they're gonna have a massive issue coming into banking systems. मतलब आप एक मुल्क से दूसरे मुल्क के अंदर पैसे ट्रांसफर करने में आपको बहुत सारे मसले होने लगेंगे, because you always need a SWIFT code to do that. And if you can't have SWIFT transfers, you won't be able to have a lot of export and import either coming into your economy. This is gonna kind of hit Russia very, very hard. But Russia has already planned out all this before they went for an invasion. Nobody's gonna be so relaxed that they wouldn't plan something like this for a country that is the size of Russia. That is practically impossible. So I'm sure both sides have a plan right now, but the plan who don't have are more likely to be investors like us in the market. So we just have to be very, very careful at this moment. Just watch the news, just be very, very careful, because anything can happen anytime. We have players from China, other countries involved in this, so we just have to be very, very careful and try to just monitor the markets for right now. Yesterday we discussed Metaverse tokens on Gate.io. I agree the call was very, very bad, but I didn't give any calls. I just told you guys that if you want to buy them, you can buy them on Gate.io. And we saw the results today, and clearly Alice had an upside yesterday of 14 to 16%. Now it's down today 15%. Mana is down about 12%. Sand is down about 11%. Raka is down about 13%. If we even jump into NFT ones, we can see SLP is down about 16%. Alice is down. Gala is down 12%. TLM is down about 16%. A lot of the coins right now are taking massive hit. The only one we can see right now is consolidating a bit, not much bullish upside, but consolidation. थोड़ा बहुत उसके अंदर greenery है, that's about rev. Otherwise, a lot of the coins right now in the metaverse and NFT tokens are having a very, very bad time. So if you still want to join Gate.io, you can just click the link given in the description below and join Gate.io today. Gate के हम लोग अगर big data में जाएं, we can clearly see the big data is showing us that everything is red right now in the market. We can clearly see investors sentiment right now is completely bearish. Investor is looking into all this tokenomics that is going on in long and short ratio. Global data, we can clearly see about 62.77% people are preferring short positions. And if we look into block trades, we can clearly see about 50 to 60 50.68% are short positions. Here there's still a lot of balance. If we look into block orders, we can see in futures we have about 63.67 million in long positions, and in short positions we have about 57 million in short positions. Spot में देखें तो spot में we have about 8.96 million, and even in spot we have in short position about 4.37 million. Overall, if we look at other data in contract sizes, things look alright. Liquidation in the last few hours is about 5.61 million, and in 24 hours it's been 132.72 million. Obviously, we're been having so many liquidations because people were in very good long trades, and suddenly the market dropped from the news of war starting, and that resulted into a lot of bulls getting liquidated. And now as the market is bouncing, we're experiencing a lot of bears getting liquidated. So let's jump into our charts and understand what we can expect today. So if I jump into my accumulation band and resistance chart, यहाँ पे हम लोग clearly देख सकते हैं we wick below and now we're beginning to build some kind of support. यहाँ से थोड़ी सी resistance आ रही है, very, very likely, because obviously the situation in the markets are so desperate and full of FUD. तो this is kind of likeliness that we have to accept कि थोड़ा बहुत तो ऐसी चीजें चलती हैं. We can't control them. Market sentiment is so FUD. This is literally a war going on. So overall, this looks very, very good for us. इसमें ऐसा कोई टेंशन नहीं है. Good factor for us right now is we are still in my accumulation zone. We are building support from our 34,000. Our bottom is about 32,000. So there's still a lot of places for us to bounce from here. Main reason for us would be for us to get out of this falling channel. If we do break out from this successfully, then there's a likeliness that we can have a very good upside coming in the market as well. Until or unless we don't break out from this zone, then about $36,000, 500, 36,500, 37,500. Until then, I think it is very, very dangerous for anybody to be entering in the market. Ideally, you can just wait and be patient. So if we jump into Ethereum, we can clearly see that ETH is getting a lot of resistance from the falling channel. Ideally, we would want to break these falling channels, come back to 2,600 levels. So at least we can say कि अब market काफी bullish होने लगी है. Now we can take entries, but ऐसी कोई situation अभी market में है नहीं. Market is full of FUD right now, and there's a lot of tensions as well because again I'm gonna say because of the war, क्योंकि अब हो रही है तो अब हम लोग कुछ उसके ऊपर कंट्रोल तो कर नहीं सकते. We just have to be careful in the markets. Interestingly, good thing that happened today was we started seeing Bitcoin's dominance rising. That was a clear sign that some people are beginning to get into Bitcoin, which is a very, very good sign for us. Obviously, when the war will escalate, people will have to choose whether they want to stay in USDT or they want to have a US dollar or they want to get into Bitcoin. Ideally, Bitcoin is the most safest asset when it comes to digital economies. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody can sanction you on it or anything like that. And that's the reason we had an upside coming into BTC as well, because there was a lot of volume coming into BTC, a lot of people getting into BTC. So if we jump into my FIB chart, so we can see clearly FIB chart, after a very long time, we had nice towers because this is a spot order chart. So we can see the difference here. And in spot, there's a lot of money coming. We saw that in the big data also on gate.io, which is a very good sign. We don't want people to be just future trading Bitcoin all the time, because that is when longs and shorts are going to be played throughout the day and night. Ideally, we want people to invest and own a Bitcoin and have it in the spot orders, because that is the very, very good chance bringing the market to have any kind of upside if there is coming. We are still in a red zone in FIB. That's the reason I'm looking very carefully for 37,500, 36,500 for me to feel like that the market is getting any kind of bullish behavior right now in the market. If there's no signs of that happening, like we are getting rejected right now, even right now from our falling channels, downtrend line, we just have to be very, very careful. There's gonna be speeches coming in the day also. For now, just watch the markets and be very, very careful. That's all for today's video, guys. I hope you liked today's video. If you do, smash the like button, share your thoughts in the comment section, and like Bill Gates said, life is not gonna be easy. You're always gonna have difficult days, and today is one of those days.